What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Chosen Podcast. I'm Wes with the Chosen Ones, home of student athlete empowerment. Me and Coach Chris, we got a really good guest right here. I met this young man. Probably you're like eighth grade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, eighth grade. At King Park, did a nice video of him and knew he was going to be a problem. The problem that he is today. So, Christian Humphrey from East Kentwood High School. Welcome to the show, bro. How you doing?
Doing great.
Good, man. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you, man. And it'll be good to get to know you a little bit, and for the viewers and listeners to get to know you too. So talk about, man, what's been going on over the past couple weeks, leading into this fall.
Past couple weeks, I've been taking a lot of visits. I took one to Harvard last
Mm-hmm.
week, and then also took one to Brown.
Okay, that's what's up, bro. You sound like you smart, bro.
Yes, I am.
What's that GPA looking like?
3.7.
Oh, okay. Dang, bro. That's what's up. So are you, obviously you're open to hooping in the Ivy League?
It's a consideration, yes.
Yeah, for sure. That's what's up, man. I actually got kind of recruited by Columbia, but I didn't respond to anything because I was a knucklehead, bro. So yeah, but looking back on it, man, I wish I would have at least responded to their inquiries and their emails and stuff like that. But it's all good, bro. It's all good. Um, Anywhere else you visited recently?
I'm visiting Central Arkansas this week, and then in 2 weekends, I'm going to visit Howard.
Oh, okay. HU. Hey, bro. I would commit to Howard like immediately. that's literally like that's literally like my dream HBCU, bro. Like if I could go back, I would have found a way to went to Howard, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. There's so much history there, you know.
A lot of history.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you could share about those visits? Like, people see it on the gram or on social media about,
I say
obviously they're
I
trying to
like
replace you.
the since they're being Ivy Leagues, I like the historical backgrounds between them.
Mm.
Like I like Harvard and Brown has like historical pieces to it, and and not like they have new buildings, but like the buildings have like history and meaning behind it.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah, man. Like, have college visits been, what you expected? Or are they different than what you expected?
Um, from these being my first two, it's definitely like different than I like expected it to happen. Like it definitely was like much more like fun or I was like a lot more amazed with what's going on to the visits than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Chris, do you have any visit stories?
And I think the fun visit, the best
Say
visit
again?
I had was University of Vermont. I went there for a quick visit, and I wasn't expecting to have as much fun as I did. So that was probably one of the better visits that I had. I ended up committing to Northern Michigan University for various reasons, but University of Vermont
Mm-hmm.
was fun. So good experience when the coaches kind of open things up.
That's what's
You know
up.
what I mean? They show you around and take you out. Obviously, everything usually is free. You know what I mean? So that's always fun too. But
Yeah,
they show you a good time. You get a feel for the campus, all that stuff. And
yeah,
get to meet players and coaches, and it's a
yeah.
good time, man. So I would encourage everyone to take as
No
much
doubt.
visits as they can. You know,
As possible. No doubt.
and
No
max
doubt. So, Vermont, bro. Didn't your boy Chris Joseph went there too? Didn't he?
My boy Maurice Joseph ended up transferring there.
Oh,
Yeah,
Maurice Joseph. Maurice
yep,
Joseph. Yeah,
Maurice.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Who's Chris Joseph? I don't even know. I
Chris
got
Joseph is his
confused, bro.
brother. He ended up playing at Syracuse.
Okay, got you. Got you.
Yep.
Got you. Cool, man. It must have a little connection, Vermont to Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So let's talk about UK basketball, bro. So is it La Lumiere? That's where you used to go to. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Okay, I never know how to say it. So you went there, you transferred back last year, right? Your first year back.
Okay.
Um, so I guess what made you want to come back home?
Um, it was more like I knew that like going to college, I was gonna be even farther away from my family,
Yeah.
so it was more like a coming home, like to see family,
Okay.
and like right before I leave.
Right. Yeah. I hear that, bro. I hear that. Um, so what's it been like for you? I guess being home. Um,
It's very exciting, like just to be like a part of like the community once again, and like to be like involved with it,
mhm.
and like to feel welcome back home.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt about it, bro. No doubt about.
How long were you gone for before you came back?
I was going full sophomore year,
Okay.
and then half of my junior year.
Okay. Man. Yeah, I was surprised, man, when I saw that on, I don't know if it was Twitter or Instagram. I'm like, what? Christian's back? Like, oh snap, it's about to be a problem, man. And it's a good segue going into Coach William or Coach Thomas. Sorry, Coach Thomas. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I believe it's his second year at EK, and really he's really building a culture there. Because real talk, bro, for the most part, I feel like EK has always like underachieved with all the talent that they've had, especially when I was in high school. Like I don't know. Coach Mel could probably say the same. Like they had so many dogs on their team, but I just feel like they just never really figured it out. And I think Coach Thomas can be that guy to help kind of get you guys over that hump. So what's been that culture building environment? What's that been like for you guys and for you personally?
I'll say it's intense. Like he demands effort, and he demands that we give it all.
Yeah.
And even when that's all, he still wants more. Like he demands that we all are together. And that's like that's the only way to succeed is with effort and us being together.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really good, bro. That's really good.
Do you feel that that type of culture or those type of characteristics, the trying to build a family togetherness, do you feel like that's going to pay off this season?
Yes, for sure. Like our assistant coach, he brings up how we can have a team can be full of stars, but be all divided and
Hmm.
lose or go 500, while a team that's all together can do way more.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you guys kind of experience that last year? Because you guys had some dogs on your team. Did you have some trouble kind of coming together, or did you feel like you kind of figured out how to sacrifice from the very beginning?
I said we definitely had our struggles. Like it was different. Like no one knew I wasn't planning on coming home. Like no one knew I was coming.
Yeah.
So me coming just like it definitely threw some things off.
Right.
And then like I got hurt in the middle of the season, so like we had a lot of up and downs,
Right.
and which we had to figure out.
For sure. Yeah, it was a lot of change. Like you came and then Daryl transferred over,
Yeah.
and then I feel like Jamel, coming off a great freshman season and having bigger expectations coming in, as a sophomore and trying to figure out like, all right, is this my team? So, yeah, I feel like last year definitely was a building year for y'all. And I think this year big things are expected, bro. So, um, yeah, let's talk about like maybe your expectations for this year.
Um, my expectations for this year is like to win it all.
Mm,
Like we've been we know what it takes from last year. We were right there, but we just couldn't get past Muskegon. But we know what it takes to get there.
for sure. Plain and simple, Chris. He just Christian's like, hey, trying to win it all.
That's it. That's it. What are some things, and you have a unique skill set for someone that hasn't seen you play before. Um,
Yeah,
what skill sets do you bring to the table that you feel like could put you guys over the top?
I would say my ability to defend like any position,
mm,
like full court at the block, like any my ability to jump out the gym, like as everyone can see,
yeah,
and then like my ability just to be like versatile, like shoot, drive, just handle like all that.
For sure.
Yeah.
When so I met you I met you as an eighth grader. When did you feel like, all right, like basketball is my thing. I really think I can take this to the next level.
I would say after my freshman year.
Yeah. Okay.
Because after that, I was like after my freshman year is where I had all the talks of prep school, and at that point, it wasn't if I was going; it was when I was going.
Yeah. Yeah.
You talked about prep school and all that stuff. All that comes with a lot of expectations, and obviously you put the work in to do that kind of stuff, right? To at least get that recognition. What are some things that you would say you do on a daily basis that's gotten you to this point?
Well, every day I work out multiple times a day. Like that's been, especially since like I started basketball late. Like I didn't start playing until 7th grade.
Crazy.
When I finally moved back here, when I finally moved here from Michigan, because I lived in Texas with my mom.
Okay.
So then like at that point with Coach Mel, like I was working out 4 days of probably 4 times a day, just trying to catch up.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then to get to a point where I can pass it, and then now it's just about continuing to work on the things I need to get better at, and then continue to work on the things that I do in game.
No doubt.
So,
Man,
so
talk a little bit. Yeah, talk a little bit more specifically, bro, about the work that you're putting in. Shine some light on that. And I know some people think they're working out, right? But are they really working hard? So yeah, talk about some of the stuff that you're doing in the gym daily to get you to the level that you're at right now.
I would say that like when I'm shooting, it needs to be like it needs to be tempo. It needs to be like game shots that I know I'm shooting game. Because anybody can bring out a gun and catch and shoot shots, but like in game, it's never that. It's in game, it's off the move shots. It's getting to the basket with contact, and I need to constantly remind myself that yes, I can make these shots, but I need to make sure I'm going at the right tempo in order to make these shots and get.
No doubt. That's good, man.
Can I real quick? If you were to compare your game to someone that hasn't seen you play, someone in the league, off the top of your head, I know this is not scripted, but like what player would you compare your game to right now?
That's hard.
Because you got the jumping ability.
That's hard.
You got the handles. You got the jump shot. Is there anyone off the top of your head?
I don't know about like names because like something like cause I watch the NBA, but like I can't remember names sometimes. But I say like I like the 3-and-D type of wings in the league that like jobs or like to defend the best player, come out, shoot threes, and be like all around the court.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, I was gonna say like you got a little bit of Evan Mobley in you, bro. I was gonna say something like that, but he legit 4 or 5, but not really 3-and-D. But he can shoot it a little bit though. So you said you don't watch NBA a lot?
No, not as much. I watch more college.
Okay. Who are some of your teams in college or players?
I follow Kansas, and then I followed them. They had Grady Dick on there. Basically, I got to play against him too.
Oh, nice.
And then I follow Michigan.
Okay, that's what's up. Man, I'm a Texas fan, so I never liked Kansas. I ain't gonna lie. But definitely respect them, though. Definitely respect them. I still can't believe they came back and beat North Carolina a couple years ago in the national title game.
I was hyped about that.
Where are you?
I was at La Lu, and we was in our dorm, watching it downstairs. And I was hyped.
Okay.
I have a sweater too. I was hyped.
Crazy.
Nobody believed me when I said Kansas would win.
Yeah.
Like I was hyped.
Yeah, it just felt like it was North Carolina's time. The way they got to the championship, they were hot, bro. But they just kind of fizzled out, So, talk about the prep school life, bro. What was that like?
It was So like the prep school I went to, because like not like some prep schools are like fake,
Yeah.
or like don't do schoolwork.
Right.
Well, like La Lumiere is like one of the best. Even though it's a prep school, it's also one of the best educational prep schools in Indiana.
Okay.
So like it like prepared me for college a lot.
Yeah.
But like the way La Lu is like pretty much in the middle of the forest.
Mm.
Like nearest thing, Walmart is like probably 20 miles away.
Oh wow.
We had dorms. It was like we had to walk like probably 5 minutes to the gym, and then it was up like some long stairs was like our cafeteria. To the left of it was all the school, and then we just had dorms there.
Oh dang.
Wow.
Wow, bro.
How difficult is it? A lot of people see the student athlete, right, or the basketball player, and they just see them on the court. You got to dedicate a lot of time to not only your on-court performance but your academics as well. So in a situation like that, where you're at a prep school, how difficult was it, number one, to transition to somewhere that you don't know, and then how difficult would you say it is, or how did you manage your time with the expectations of academics and sports?
I would say it was easier because it was a prep school, we had like a designated time where we needed to have like a study hall for like 2 hours, so it made like it was easy to get like work done. And then because it was a prep school, we only had probably 240 people on campus or in the school.
Wow.
So most of the teachers also lived on campus.
Oh.
So if you ever really needed help, they were like a knock away to, hey, can you come? Hey, I didn't understand this.
Wow.
It's like it was very easy to succeed.
Yeah.
To do your work and like to understand it.
Dang. That's cool. That's a unique situation for sure. Most days you gotta wait till the next day or wait till Monday, you know?
Week.
Right. That's cool though. But yeah, bro. So we want to get into, some stuff with you. Just to kind of get inside the mind of Christian Humphrey. And talk about our pillars, right? So the first one being failure. So I guess how would you describe failure in your own words?
I describe failure as a learning period or like a learning objective.
Yeah. So, is there anything that you can add on in terms of, you talked about coming up short last year, and not reaching your ultimate goal of winning, right? Is there anything you could share in terms of that failure and how it's motivated you coming into this season?
I said that it's like it taught me now how like us as a team we need to be more focused, more committed to this, and how like we were changing the culture, and that how we did all of this with just buying into it, probably 70%, and how we can truly change this by buying in 100% into what Coach Mike wants.
Yeah. What has been the conversations been like between you and you and Daryl, all of you guys, and your coach too, especially after that loss to Muskegon?
I said that's only has like motivated us. Like I've known Ja since I first started playing basketball.
Yeah.
So like me and him being at this point, we've already been tight, we've already been connected. So like this only motivated us to be in the gym even more.
Yeah.
To like that we can do this, and that it just meant like we would set up times with me and him in the gym working together.
Man. So yeah, I guess how can you make sure that that failure, that Muskegon loss doesn't repeat itself this year? Like what types of things will you be doing, throughout the season, to help you with that?
I was just giving it everything we got. Like at the end of the day, it's about us on the court and about what we give out there.
Yeah, no doubt.
You talk about the grind, the daily grind of hooping and just overall being a student athlete, right? Managing classes like we talked about, and practicing and the extra practice that you put in with your point guard and stuff like that. You've already talked about the specific things that you've done with improving your game. But is there anything that you can add in terms of like what that grind has, you've had to sacrifice in order to put that grind in. You know what I mean? As a student athlete, some things that you maybe had to push away from or not engage in, or things that you normal student athletes or students do that you had to kind of not do.
Yeah.
That's kind of like tough for me because like I've never like been worried about that. Like I'm not. I don't really like. I don't like. I have no problem with sitting at home. Like so, like the whole. Oh, I don't want to get a work. I don't want to get a workout in. I got stuff to do. Like I've never been like. I don't mind sitting at home laying down all day or getting work. I don't mind going to get workouts and not going out to the movies. Like I don't like. I've never mind doing that.
Man, you a parent's dream, bro. No, that's what's up, man. That's really good. I feel like that is a trait that a lot of the good athletes have is, man, outside the sport they really are just, just chilling, staying out the way for the most part. So, um, do you have any like hobbies outside of playing basketball?
Outside of basketball, like I play the game a lot. Like and like I play 2K, I play Madden,
Uh,
and I watch a lot of TV shows, movies.
okay. What are some of your favorite shows that you watch?
I watch a lot of action shows. Like I'm currently watching Blacklist, and then I'm watching SWAT.
Okay. Dang, bro. You an old soul, ain't you? Have you heard that before?
Yeah.
That's dope, though. It's dope. I imagine now, entering your senior year, right? Um, your role, I guess. I mean, on the court probably won't change as much, but as far as all the intangibles, the leadership, bringing that to the table, um, what is that going to look like for you this year, and what type of leader are you?
I would say like making sure we all like staying focused and like not letting like the highlights get to us and like helping like everyone in our program see the vision we trying to make
Mm-hmm.
and like just making sure that we all able to get on each other when making mistakes.
Yeah,
That this is not a one person team. This is a team.
no doubt.
Is there anything that your coaches asked you to do more of this year? Coming into your senior year, like Wes said, anything specific you could add in terms of on-court production, maybe even in uh, leadership realm, something that he's asked you specifically to do more of this year?
Um, I would say with the us returning and like losing only a few people, just like being more productive with the ball in my hands now,
Yeah.
and like knowing how, and like now that I was able to get back and like get out of that role I was in being out of prep school, like and finally like getting out of what that like my mindset there and getting into a different mindset, being in a new situation, just to like be myself.
Yeah, that's good, man. One important thing with leadership, bro, that I feel is really important, and a lot of teams that I played on, we kind of lack this, to be honest with you, is the accountability portion. Um, you know, your coach obviously is going to hold you accountable a lot, um, but I feel like accountability has to be held within the five players on the floor, whether that's in practice or in games. Um, so I guess who would you say on your team is that person that steps up and holds everybody accountable?
I probably say Giles, that person
Yeah.
in our team.
Okay.
Who holds everybody accountable.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Well, that's really good. You know, someone who can hold accountable, but more importantly, someone, the team not take it personal. You know what I mean? If you guys are
Yeah.
trying to get to an ultimate goal, um, me holding you accountable, your point guard holding you accountable is nothing personal. You know what I mean? It's just to get you to reach your ultimate self. You know what I mean? Um,
For
so
sure.
leadership, why would you say Ja's the more vocal leader? And second part to that would be, how would you describe your leadership style?
I'm not sure on that one because like even though like I can say this like out loud and perfect, I know I'm not like the best leader. Like that's still something I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't talk a lot. Like I'm to myself. So
Mm-hmm.
to be asked to be spoken out to make sure people doing this, I'm still working on that. I can say that out loud.
Yeah,
I know that as a player, that's something I'm still working
for
on.
sure. Yeah, man. I mean, I was kind of the same way. I really led by example. I didn't talk much on the floor. Um, Maybe you're going through this now, but I had to learn the hard way. You know, for me being really quiet on the floor, right? When I got to college, it got really hard for me because my coach, I was a point guard, so my coach demanded that I be more vocal, or he demanded that I, held guys accountable, right? Um, on the defensive end, he demanded that I was screaming and yelling and talking, and I had to basically fake it till I made it. Um, I got yelled at a lot because you know because of my quiet demeanor, right? Um, is that something that you've been yelled at for in the past? Talk about that a little bit.
My I said yeah, my sophomore year at La Lua was a lot because like, especially like jumping from high school, and it was like high school of COVID year,
Yeah,
and then I was going to one of the best schools in the country.
right.
So like it was either do this or sit down.
Yeah,
Like I needed to call out the ball screen. I needed to call out the switch. Like it was do it or sit down.
exactly.
Like I was at one of the best schools in the country.
Right.
Like so I had to figure it
Yeah,
out.
that's exactly what it is, bro. Do it or sit down, and that was the ultimatum that I was in. Especially my freshman year. I didn't play as much as I wanted. The first 6-7 games because it just took me a while to learn, man, and I really had to make it a habit. And let me tell you, bro, when you're not naturally that person that is yelling and screaming, like it's exhausting. I'm sure you can relate to that.
What are some of the things that you would say, like when you said at your old school when you finally were forced to step up and speak out? You know what I mean, calling screens and different things, different defensive stuff. Is there something that you can say you immediately saw a change in yourself or a change in how a coach responded to you? Were you getting more minutes, or what would you say happened when you finally did that?
I say like I became a lot more like confident in that. Like I didn't play a lot my sophomore year, but like with the people who I had mentoring and like the people I had to like guard every day, I became a lot more like confident in myself.
Yeah,
That like if I can do this here, I know that once I can fully continue to develop every day, that I can do something. I can do more.
yeah, no doubt about it.
Is there anything that you could share with us today about like specifically that you've added? You talk about leadership, but let's talk about on court stuff. Is there anything that you can add that you specifically added for this upcoming season, going into your last year? You talked about coming up short last year, so I'm sure your coach has you watching film, or maybe even replay that game in your mind about stuff that man,
Mm,
because as athletes we take it on like, well, personally I'll talk about myself, right? When I lose a game, I've analyzed like what we could have done better as a team, but I've also talked about like maybe or with myself what I could have done better as an athlete per se. And
right,
so
right.
whether that's adding something to your game, whether that's increasing something production wise, is there anything specific that you could talk about that you've kind of critiqued yourself and maybe made improvements over the summer coming into this season?
Mine is more mentally, like just being more mentally open.
Mm,
Because I say like at La Lu, at one of the best schools in the country, I had a role. Like my role was I put a 3-and-D role on La Lu.
mm,
I defended the best player and I shot threes coming transition off it down screen. That's what I did.
mm,
Now I came back home. Now I could do everything else. I could do the stuff I did my freshman year, but I was still in my mindset of at La Lu because it been enforcing my head so much. So it's like it just took me a while to get out of it.
yeah,
But now like in the like past it like this summer playing with the team and just everything, like I'm finding like my mind is no longer on that anymore.
yeah,
So like I'm much more just productive in just all types of areas.
yeah. What or who got you kind of out of that mode and back into the mode that you are now?
I would say Coach Mike and then my
Yeah,
dad.
that's good.
Is there anything else that you did, anything else besides your dad and your coach talking to you? Is there anything that you would say that you added that helped you get out that mode? Whether it was like, I don't know, talking to yourself positive, self-talk, or anything that you can add that helped you besides those people.
I would say like watching like my film from like my past years, visualizing and showing to
Mm,
myself that hey, you know you can do this. Hey, you know you can do this. I know that this was the role here, but that's no longer what's in front of us anymore.
No doubt. That's huge, man. Visualization, man. You got to see it to believe it, right? So, shoot, whether it's watching film on yourself or film on other people, and kind of imagine yourself doing those same things, um, it's so important that I don't think a lot of athletes take very seriously. But I was just listening to uh JJ Redick's podcast with Cam Johnson, and he was talking about how important visualization is for him um, during warm-ups. So he'll actually physically go through warm-ups, then he'll go to the bench and perform visualization, in his mind of shots that he'll get in the game. It's almost like getting extra reps, but mentally.
Talked about some athletes even adding on that. Wes was like, I've heard people talk about watching their own highlights. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And that boosting their confidence, like seeing the ball go through the hoop, watching themselves being more fluid on the court, making moves or making good reads or you know what I mean? All that stuff kind of helps too.
Yeah.
Do you watch your own highlights? I know you've had some incredible highlights over the years. Do you watch yourself and not watch to like be impressed, but like watch to as a student of the game?
Yes, I do. I more watch it to be like just to see like what people like what camera got, and then like I like realize to myself like of like what I'm doing.
Gotcha.
Because like when like in the game, like I'm locked in, like I'm trying to win. But like after the game, where like I'm much more calm, like adrenaline running, I can see like what I'm doing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man. That's funny. That reminds me what you said, Chris. So I watched a lot of film when I was in high school, but film to see myself, you know, doing well. Just wanted to gas myself up a little bit, but I didn't really understand really what film really was. I just watched it to like kind of feed my ego a little bit. But whenever my dad would see me watching it, he would come down and be like, "Oh, rewind that, rewind that. You see where you at right here? You need to be here. This, and this," and kind of critiquing my play. But me as a young 16-year-old kid, I'm just like having the attitude like I ain't trying to hear that right now. I'm trying to see my what did Quincy McCall say in Love and Basketball? Think about how good I look shooting that three. Like that's exactly
Correct.
what I wanted to do. But looking back on it now, obviously being 33 now and realizing how important film is, like my dad was just really trying to help me be a better player. But I was just a knucklehead, man.
And the fact that you're already doing watching film as more of a what we would call like a student lens, that's going to help you out when
Yeah,
you get to the next level for sure.
100%, 100%.
So we talk about defining yourself or people defining you um, outside your sport, um, and kind of you having a mental image of yourself and who you are personally, intrinsically, and how you would describe yourself outside your sport. Because we get labeled, or certain student athletes get labeled as the jock, and you're only known as, oh, there's Christian, and he's the basketball player. But if you were to describe yourself outside your sport, what would that look like if you could provide us with some characteristics of who you are as a person?
I would say for the community or like blue collar, like just really just wanting the thought or if, like the wanting to help others and the wanting of like just being just a kind person, like just not just giving everybody the chance of just being able to just speak to. I would just say like being like a that's like being out there, like being like a listener
Yeah,
before like anything, and like being able to like speak to people.
yeah.
Like I've been called like a ambassador a lot,
Okay.
and like I've been called an ambassador and a scholar a
Yeah,
lot, just from people who from people who have known me over the years to people who just not from people who just first met
yeah.
me.
That's dope, man. So yeah, a scholar. That reminds me, what areas of studies, are you interested in?
I'm really interested in like financing and like business.
Okay. That's what's up, bro. Some good fields, man. Make good money.
Yeah.
Make
It
good money.
is that
So
I
obviously
know
you
you
do.
can't talk on I know you can't talk on it too much, but is that something that's weighing on your decision on what you do next? Finance,
Uh, no,
academics wise? No? Okay.
I would say like that's something I want to do, but it's not like I'm gonna pick a school because of it.
Mm,
Gotcha.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. Man. Dog, I took one finance class in college and I had no idea what I was doing, bro. No idea. So respect, man.
Yeah.
I think I got like a
Yeah.
hard. It was like a hard C, bro. Like I passed though. That's all that matters. Lord willing, though, Christian, that you know, basketball ends. It could end any day, right? Um, I guess at the end of the day, bro. Like if it did, you know, at a time where you didn't want it to end, I guess how would you? I know it would hurt, right? But how would you take that situation? Would it be so devastating that it's like that's the only thing that I've worked for, that's the only thing that I've done, or I guess what would your outlook on life be like?
Um, I would be sad, but like I wouldn't be disappointed at all.
Yeah,
Like the stuff that I have accomplished, the thing like the places I've been, like just some people have never done that before. I wouldn't be disappointed one bit.
yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I
So,
don't know about you, Chris, but when like basketball when that ended for me, it was a whole identity issue, bro, that I had to go through. I felt lost, because I was playing a sport my whole entire life, and I didn't really know what to do after that. Um, I touched on this before, but basketball, sports in general, was really the only way that I made friends, and um, the only way I felt like I provided value to people, friends and family. But once I was done with that, it's like who am I? You know what I mean? Um,
right.
so that's why I asked that question, because a lot of people go through that. I think it's normal to kind of have that to an extent, but I feel like to the extent that I had it, like it wasn't healthy, bro. And I don't wish that on really anybody. You know what I'm saying? So
No, you're right. I mean, I think a lot of times when you do have to take that jersey off, I know for me personally, I went through like a little grief and loss. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
having to rediscover yourself, having to kind of get to that part of your identity is gone. You know what I mean? So you
right.
almost have to redefine yourself and ask yourself, who are you as a person? You know what I mean? You're not in that same element. You're not in that same setting. So
Yep.
redefining yourself, for me was huge. So you've shared a lot of things today about, and it seems like you already know who you are as a person, which I think will benefit you in the long run. Going forward. So
No doubt. No doubt, man. That's good stuff. So quick hitters, bro. You talked about Kansas basketball and Michigan basketball. Are there any other athletes that uh you like to follow in any other sport?
Um, I follow up on Aiden Holloway. He go to Auburn.
Okay.
JJ Starlin, he at
Mm,
Syracuse. Very very close with them too.
nice.
NBA, I follow like Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, that duo.
Okay.
And
Nice.
then NFL, I'm a Aaron Rodgers guy, so I'm kind of just I'm not sad.
Dang. That's tough, man.
ouch.
Yeah.
That's tough, bro. I think the only like Aaron Rodgers fans are you and Chris's wife
Yeah.
in the state of Michigan, I would say.
Right.
Probably.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So Um, but yeah, bro, that sucks that had to happen to him, man. I don't know if you're watching the game, but the energy was
Yeah.
super high.
Yeah,
In New yeah, and then that happened and it just died, bro. It just died. So
it was crazy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Christian, what are some of your pregame playlists? You know what I mean, like music that gets you hyped before a game. Um, if you can describe some songs or genre for
I
us,
listen
like what are you listening
to I listen to a lot of Little Uzi, Little Baby, and then Baby Tron before I play.
Baby who?
Baby Tron.
I'm old, bro. I I know Lil Uzi. I know Lil
to? Yeah,
Baby, but I don't know the third one.
Like he like a rapper from like the Detroit
Oh,
area.
okay. Got you. Got you. Yeah, that just shows. Um so are you a type of player that I guess what is your pregame like routine? What does that look like? Are you a player that like needs to be pumped up? Are you more like chill, mellow, getting focused? What's that like for you?
So I said in my mind I'm getting pumped up,
Yeah.
but like in my outside body I'm getting my body warmed up. Like I'm ball handling. I'm making sure I'm properly
Yeah.
stretched. I'm getting lots of form shots up and just like preparing myself
Okay.
mentally, but my mind is getting pumped up.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that. I feel that. What was your pregame like, Chris?
my pregame routine. Um, I used to listen to music. I used to start off slow. I used to listen to some R&B, start off slow just to kind of relax my mind. Used to close my eyes, do a couple
Mm-hmm.
breathing, and then I used to play a lot of Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne used to get me hyped before games.
Yeah.
Any Lil Wayne song I get going, yeah, for sure. And then a lot of stretching.
Wheezy.
Um, yeah, a lot of stretching, and then
Yeah.
yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah,
Yeah, for me, it was yeah, high school, college. It was a lot of Lil Wayne for sure for me. Um, a little bit of Kanye, depending on what track it was. But um, recently I read Kobe's book, Mama Mentality, and I wish I would have read this, back then. But he talked about listening to like his body and what he needed at that time. So it wasn't always like listening to something that hyped him up or did stuff that pumped him up. Cause sometimes he was already jacked and like his heart rate was already up and he was already like super tense. So he needed something to listen to, little mellow, or maybe he needed to meditate a little bit. Um, so I wish I would have done more of that because I vividly remember some games though that I came out and all my shots were super long. I was just too jacked. I'm just like basically shooting line drives, and so if I could have changed a little part of the my pregame routine, I definitely would have did something like that. But cool, man. I appreciate you, man. We appreciate you joining the show, bro, and getting to know you a little bit, and yeah, talk about this season, man. I know. Are you guys still doing the showcase at EK? Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know who's going to be there yet?
No, we're still figuring out the
Still figuring
scheduling
that
part
out.
for that.
Okay.
About who wants to play, like who would be a good fit for
Yeah.
who, so we don't have like blowouts. But
Right.
like but we also want to make sure it's a East versus West
Yeah.
East team.
For sure. For sure. And are you playing any other events?
I'm not even sure. I don't. We not our schedule not even
Not
out
even
yet.
out yet.
So we
Okay.
still taking a little bit.
Got you. Got you. Cool. Anything else, Chris?
no, man, yo, Christian, good luck this season. Appreciate you. Thank you for giving us your time for sure. And expecting big things from you this year. And hopefully we can catch a game. Definitely come and support you.
Thank you.
No doubt. Well, appreciate you, Christian. Hey guys, that's another episode of the Chosen Podcast. Appreciate you for listening and watching. Until next time, peace.